It's 11 o'clock at night. I've arrived at Gatwick. I'm in England for 4 days and I have just been presented with my wonderful hire car. Thanks to Budget, I actually paid for a really cheap car, but they gave me a free upgrade. I think I paid £54 for 4 days, which is a bargain. And I've been presented with this car. It's an Audi A4 estate. It's a brand new one. It's quite late, so I'm heading off to the hotel now. It's about 20 minutes drive from here. I've not driven one of these new Audi A4s before, so quite keen to try it. Steering wheel appears to be on the wrong side though. Right, well, I got to the hotel last night. It was a bit late. You know, I picked up the car and I have a confession to make. I hate Audis. Okay, so as you saw, I got given last night by Budget an Audi A4 2.0 TDI. I just really don't like Audis, and I'm not going to go into the reasons why. And before anybody comes down on me like a ton of bricks, we do actually have an Audi A4 2.0 diesel in our family. So I drive one quite a lot. So I was a bit disappointed to get one today, although our Audi A4 TDI is actually the previous generation, so this one's the new generation. So I'm quite interested to actually experience it. I'll drive it for the next 2 or 3 days and I'll give you a bit of a sum up. The big question is, will this car change my opinion of Audis? It's my last day in England and my last day with this Audi A4. So I thought I'd do my rubbish review and tell you what I think of it. We'll start with the most obvious place, which is the outside and the styling of this car. Or maybe I should say the lack of styling of this car. Now, I know this might be a bit controversial. I know a lot of people like Audis and I know a lot of people think they look great and stuff, but actually, I'm sorry, but when I first picked up this car the other day, I couldn't tell whether it was the new A4 or the old A4. It just looks the same. It always looks the same. And it's actually quite difficult to distinguish it. Without being an Audi fanatic, it's difficult to distinguish it from an Audi A6. I think Audi missed a trick. I think, you know, with the likes of the Jaguar XE, which looks stunning, and the BMW 3 Series, which looks great, and then you come to this and it's like, well, even Alfa Romeo have joined the party with their new Giulia, and that's a lovely car. But this one, to me, it just lacks, you know, that where you walk towards the car and you go, oh wow, I really want to get in and drive. And you just don't get it with an Audi A4. And I really think Audi have missed a trick. You know, this is a market segment which is shrinking all the time as people downsize. And so they need to make the car more appealing. But the bizarre thing is that I think outside, I mean, it does make you want to fall asleep when you see it. But then you get inside and everything changes. Audi have been renowned for making nice interiors for quite some time now. But this interior in this A4 is beautiful. It's just so stunning. It feels like a car that's worth so much more money. It just, the quality, the feel, the styling, it looks fabulous. I mean, this is so good. But it's as if the designers at Audi spent so much time on the interior, they couldn't be bothered or ran out of time to finish the exterior. I suppose if I've got a criticism of the interior, it's really, I think that they've kept the centre of the dashboard sort of quite simple, and they've loaded everything into this, like the binnacle, and so this area is just really fussy. All this stuff in front of the driver's face is hugely fussy. There's just so much going on. I can't even tell where the clock is to see the time. Now, this is a true test. I'm on a B road at the moment, and B roads are famous for being a little bit bumpy. And so it's a great place to try out the ride of the car. And, well, as you would expect in a car like this, the ride is great. It just soaks up all these bumps so easily. Now, this car actually has different drive modes, believe it or not, a bit like my Focus, and I'm in dynamic at the moment. But you wouldn't think it. It's about as dynamic as me getting up for work in the morning. Stop. Stop. Go away. The steering feels fine. It weighs up a little bit more in dynamic mode. I think the suspension stiffens slightly. I mean, it's very little. I mean, it's not exactly made it into a race car. It hasn't made it into a race car at all, actually. And it's not exactly made it very sporty. This is not really a driver's car, so dynamic mode, I mean, It improves things a little bit, but it's not great. It's not going to make you feel like Max Verstappen on a damp day. Talking to Max Verstappen, I actually went last night. We had a company do at Daytona Racing in Esher, in Surrey. And if you want to go, really good place to go. I actually finished second, which was not bad. They were like wet, sort of drying conditions, the sort of conditions that Max Verstappen, I think, would have excelled at, and I didn't. By far the biggest issue with the car in terms of its driving experience is the fact that the steering is a little bit lifeless, and you can't really, you lack feel. It lacks feel. You don't know what's going on between the tyres and the road. It's really strange. It's as if somehow, it's as if the steering was drive-by-wire and it wasn't connected to the wheels. Hello, it's the steering wheel here. Could I speak to the front tyres, please? Yes, sure, I'll hold. Oh, hi, they're the front tyres. Hi, look, it's steering wheel here. Look, there's two of you and there's one of me, and I think you're taking the mick now. I'm here on my own and none of you are talking to me at all. I don't know what the hell is going on down there. Can you please give me some feedback? I need to know what the hell is going on. I mean, some of the things I really like about this car are, well, for a start, the steering wheel. I love the steering wheel. This steering wheel looks just it's an adorable steering wheel. I'd love to have the steering wheel in my Ford. It's beautiful to hold. It's just the perfect size. It looks fantastic. It looks like something out of a Porsche, really, or something. One of my favourite features of this car, though, is the fact that you can plonk your phone in the central armrest and it charges. No cable, nothing. Some induction charging technology, which I didn't even know was an option on cars these days. But that's brilliant. Absolutely love that. The fact you just leave your phone there and it starts charging. Every car should have that, surely. In this day and age, every car should have induction charging. Let's talk about the engine. Can you hear that? Sounds like a tractor in the distance. It's no secret that I hate diesel engines. I just find them boring. I find them noisy, and they pollute a lot more than petrol engines. I think the thing I dislike the most is that below sort of 2,500 RPM, there's just nothing. There's no response from the engine. You press the accelerator and sort of nothing happens. I think a cruise ship is more responsive than this. Okay, once you get above 2,500 and between sort of 3,500 RPM, there is quite a bit of torque and you can feel some shove. And that's quite good for overtaking. It's just pulling out. Sometimes you seem to have to give it a lot of revs to sort of take off at any reasonable speed. I just don't like it. I don't like the fact that you press the accelerator and you go and wait till something happens. It reminds you a little bit of like the old Renault 5 Turbo from the 1980s, you know, where that has so much turbo lag that you press the accelerator, you would have to sort of preempt it and press the accelerator knowing like a couple of seconds before you needed the power that you would be pressing the accelerator. And it's a bit like that with this car, really. This is a 2-litre TDI, more like tedious. Right, let's wrap it up. So, you probably think I've been a bit harsh with this car. At the end of the day, it is a really good car. I mean, you can't go wrong. If you buy this car, you're going to be incredibly happy. It's brilliant. It just does everything that anybody could ever want it to do. For me, it's just not exciting enough. You know, I like a car that challenges a bit, that excites me. When I walk up to it, I go, I really want to drive this car. And while I've had this since Monday, it's Friday today, I just haven't had that feeling, you know. Just go, it's an Audi A4. So, which is a shame, because I love the interior, I love the steering wheel, I love some of the features of this car. I just think it looks a bit bland, it looks a bit boring. The steering is a bit lifeless. It's not a driver's car at the end of the day. In dynamic mode, it's a little bit better, but it's still not great. You don't really feel, you know, the connection with the road. It's just not there, and that's not why people buy this car. They buy it to be comfortable, to be able to put their dogs in the boot and stuff. So And that's fine. It does all those things brilliantly. It just doesn't excite. And I think that's a real shame, because the market is changing. You know, people don't just want a car, they do want a bit of excitement. These are expensive things, you know, these are not, you're going to spend a lot of money. You want to be able to get excited about driving it. Surely everybody surely wants some excitement driving a car. Actually, saying that, my girlfriend doesn't. She drives an Audi A4 and she's perfectly happy with it. So to sum up, I love the interior, I hate the outside, and I love that charging cradle. Every car should have a charging cradle. So that's my rubbish review. Hope you found it remotely interesting. If not, then it doesn't matter. It's my rubbish review. And if you did like it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And when I manage to get hold of some other cars, I will do my rubbish reviews again. Thank you very much for watching, and see you very soon.